Hey my dudes and possibly one dudette, if you enjoy the show and the types of content that I put out, please consider joining the Patreon. Help me grow and get more and better content out for you guys, something that isn't the quality of a wet passing fart. Also Threadiverse.com, because come on. Hey y'all, not algorithm darling child Scott the Waz here. Black Friday, you know it, you love it. People have been sent to the hospital or worse on every year because of it. So I'm going to be doing you a solid, Nintendo Switch fans. I'm going to be reviewing all the Nintendo Switch games that have, well, probably a physical case. At least a physical case. So are you a baller on a budget? Do you have to make it hail at a local Coinstar? Do you split water at a restaurant? Well, this video is for you, so sit back, relax, and click that subscribe button. No, seriously, click the subscribe button. Don't you fucking ignore me. Also, since there's so many games on sale for Black Friday, let's be honest, you guys don't want me yammering on all day. It'll be more of like a rapid fire thing, so don't get upset when I'm not going in depth. I'm going to be ranking these games based off on price and overall perceived quality. This should make choosing with a limited budget much easier for you. I do the thinking so you don't have to. And just so you guys know exactly where to get it, we're gonna do it like this. We'll have W for Walmart, T for Target, BB for Best Buy, A for Amazon, and G for GameStop. Wait, GameStop's still in business? Starting with the cheapest Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. Now this game originally came out all the way back in 2012, which was around the time that the Wii U came out, which is over half a decade. Kind of hard to believe when you think about it, huh? It's your standard Assassin's Creed affair. You've got your running, your jumping, your diving, your stabbing, your sneaking around, your glitches, you know, all that other good stuff that comes with an Ubisoft title. Released in May of 2019 with an average price tag of between $30 and $40. The gameplay is alright, not the best, but it's okay. The combat feels a little clunky, it feels like it wasn't quite optimized perfectly for the Switch, but hey, what can you do? It's Ubisoft, and it's like, sure, why not, we'll just put it on here. And at $15, you can't necessarily go wrong. It's about the price of a moderately expensive meal. So what is next? Here we have Trials Rising. Trials Rising is $15, and I can say I've seen this game, or at least a digital version of it, and I've seen it as low as $3 in the eShop. I'd really only save this for you if you are a Switch mega fan and you just want to expand your collection, or at least your physical collection. I don't think it's a big enough game to really merit getting the physical box, but if you just happen to be a fan of the series, and there's nothing really wrong with this game. It's pretty decent. It sets out to do it. It accomplishes to do. The genre is just not my cup of tea. Moving on, Pac-Man Arcade. Now this game is $20 at GameStop. You can honestly never have too much Pac-Man. I think this is a good buy for $20, or if you're an old school ball gobbling fan. These next ones I'm going to do all together. LEGO games have almost always been consistently ranging from just okay to pretty darn good. For a game that's basically a product inside a product, that's pretty impressive. LEGO DC Villains, this game is going to be $15 at Walmart and $20 at Best Buy if you need to get your villain fix. LEGO Movies, this is $15. If everything is still awesome, $15 at Walmart and $20 at Best Buy is, I don't think it's going to be as enjoyable for me as DC Villains would be, but hey, knock yourself out. The Harry Potter collection, this is basically 2 games in one, so at most you're really just paying like $7 or so for it, which is a pretty good deal. And if you happen to be a Harry Potter fan, this should be right up your alley. LEGO Worlds, now this game I contemplated getting before. This game is $20 at GameStop. For what it's worth, it seems okay. It's that general Minecraft kind of genre thing, and it does it pretty well. I think at $20 you'll easily get your money's worth, or if you're getting it for a kid, they'll definitely get the value out of it if you're into that Minecraft style kind of game. LEGO Jurassic World, this is $15 at Walmart and $20 at Best Buy. LEGO games are good for adults, really, and for kids. If you respect them and enough to not get them the Trolling Eye or WWE 19 or WWE 2020,
pathetic,
then you'll get them something like this. Overcooked 2. Now this game is going to be $15 at Walmart and Target for the physical edition. Overcooked 2 is just it's a ton of fun. It's a game that improves on the original in some ways, adds a couple of nice new features. If you want a game for friends and you manage to not be an anxiety-riddled recluse like myself with a constant fear of external crisis that we are but just dust in the wind in the grand scheme of things, then this game is great. Crash Team Racing. This game is $15 at Target, $25 at Walmart, so you pretty much know what to do if there's one available near you. Aside from there being Activision title, along with a few others that are going to be on this list, it's a fun game. I got it before the whole microtransactions got slipped under the radar, which is pretty scummy and expected. The game overall, it has solid difficulty in that it is awesome and welcoming challenge compared to the Mario Kart Deluxe games. I still like the Mario Kart games, but I can really appreciate a challenge. It's really good. It's kind of brutal at times. If you don't mind feeding the beast that is Activision, then this is a great title to pick up. Just don't get scammed, because they're in there. Don't buy the stuff. Don't buy the stuff. Just Dance. Now this is $25 at Walmart. It's just songs and dance. I mean, what can I say really? You just dance to popular songs, or at least popular at the time that the game was released. Take it or leave it. The price for it, it's fine, but you can get the same thing throughout the year, like a price cut for it. It's just dance. I mean, Disney Twin Pack. Now this is $20 at Best Buy. I don't like this game, or at least this compilation little box collection, whatever the hell it is. It's I mean, if you want to get it and you just really are a hardcore fan of these two like classic games. Me personally, I have no idea why the hell they put the Sega version of Aladdin on this cartridge rather than the Capcom version, or at least not the Capcom, but the Super Nintendo version. It makes absolutely no sense, and it's beyond me why they chose the inferior version. Sega must have had a secret deal with Disney at some point to be able to get this in generic version onto the cartridge. That, and you've got brutal Lion King. It's Lion King. It was always awful. It was always brutal. I can never beat it. It sucks. But hey, if you love the collection, knock yourself out. Yooka-Laylee, the Impossible Lair, the Impossible Lair. This is going to be $20 at Best Buy. I feel like the franchise overall has gotten just a bit of an unfair criticism to it, but criticism's always good nonetheless, and I feel like that has actually been baked into Impossible Lair. The controls feel tight, the gameplay feels amazing, it's fun, it's enjoyable. I mean, if it's not fun, you know, why bother? This game is an incredible pickup at $20. I feel like it's even worth just a straight up $25 on Black Friday. So if you haven't tried this game yet, go ahead and jump into Impossible Lair. I think you can skip the first one and be completely fine. I really encourage picking this game up. Scribblenauts Mega Pack. This is $15 at Best Buy and $20 at GameStop. This is another situation where you have two games in one. Scribblenauts has always been rather enjoyable, and for $7 technically for each copy, what do you stand to lose from it? I'd say knock yourself out. It also makes a good gift for kids too, so go ahead and knock yourself out. Rayman's Legends. Now this is $15 at Best Buy. This is one of the best games that I can honestly say is on the Switch right now, and has been for the long time. It's a shame that Rayman hasn't seen like a brand new title come onto the platform, but hopefully it happens in the near future, but you never know. Tight controls, tight jumping, great platforming, overall cool characters. This is a great pickup. I would definitely recommend it. Hope you get into Smash. NBA Playgrounds. Now NBA Playgrounds 2. This is $15 at Best Buy. Say what you will about the company, and I completely understand, because yeah. But with that said, it's okay. It's all right. It's not NBA Jam though. Put NBA Jam on the Switch. Just do it. It's money. It'll print you money. Easy money. Just do it. Jeopardy and the Wheel of Fortune Pack. Monopoly and Sports Party. I think this is like $15 at Best Buy. I mean, I would take Jeopardy since Alex made me cry the other day.
Like that. Let's take a look at your response. Did you come up with the right one? No? What is We Love You Out? That's very kind. Thank you. Cost you $19.95.
So I'll go with that. That's my judgment on that. It's Jeopardy. What do you want? It's a Wheel of Fortune. You can get this for like somebody in their 40s, 50s, I guess. Not to be insulting, it's just I don't know what else this would appeal to. But you know, somebody might. Make a good stocking stuffer, I guess. Kind of like getting fruit in the It's kind of like getting fruit in the stocking instead of candy. Anyways, moving on. Super Monkey Ball, $25 at Target. This game is, I really have wanted to see a new Monkey Ball for such a long time, but the review said that it sucks, so take that with a grain of salt. Wait to see if anything transpires with it before getting it, but at $25, it's not the worst that you could do. There's far worse that you could do, but Carnival Games, made by 2K. Now this game is $15. It gets a pass because it doesn't have ads inside of a product you already bought. Could you imagine buying a game that has ads in it for a product inside the game that has ads in that is inside the game? Why do I feel like this is going to happen at some point? It's $25 also at GameStop, so gonna be a big fat no on that. All right, now we move on to my cheapster pile. Crash, the N.SANE trilogy. This is $20 at Walmart and $15 as well as Target. The N.SANE trilogy, I'm not the biggest fan of the camera angle. It's always been my biggest gripe with it, but it's also the thing that's made Crash stand out on its own. So it's really tough as far as how to approach this. Also made by a pretty satanic company, which is always fun. At $15, if you really enjoy Crash and you're really a fan of them, I can't knock it at all. I say knock yourself out with it. I think that's a very solid deal. It's literally 3 remastered games in one, or remade. Pardon me, remakes, remasters. It's good. I think it's worth it. And, you know, no microtransactions, so fantastic. Mario X Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Now, this is $20 at Walmart and $15 at Target. This game is an incredible game. I honestly can't believe I'm saying that about a product that basically has its equivalent of Minions in it, and I can't stand Minions more than life itself. It's a really solid game. When I first heard about it, I thought it was going to be hot garbage. I was like, I can't believe this. You could have made Super Mario RPG 2 or something like that with Square Enix, but no, you decided to go with Ubisoft. Turns out it was really a pretty good choice. Think of XCOM if you've ever played that. It's a nice strategy game. The mechanics are solid. The characters are vibrant. The scenery is vibrant. It's a pretty fun game. I think if you haven't picked it up yet, just because the type of game that it is or the association with it, it's hands down, it's an easy choice. $15, I feel like it's a steal, even if it has been out for a couple of years now. Overwatch 2. That's funny, I said Overwatch 2. What's the difference? Overwatch, this is $25 at Walmart. It's Activision again. If you want a hero shooter that's kind of buggy, but you also get to take it on the go, then this is right up your alley. I think it's a pretty good deal. Pretty awful company that has a pretty good deal. And I can't really blame the developers. It's more of the executives that are the douchebags. So what can I say? Sonic Team Racing. Now this game is $20 at Best Buy and at Walmart. People have given valid criticism to Sonic Team Racing in comparison to Crash Team Racing and Mario Kart 8, but I had some decent fun with this game. I think it's totally worth $20. It's a nice breakup in the monotony of kart races that are out there, ranging from mediocre to excellent. So I would definitely recommend this game. Just ignore some of the cringe, just a bit. Ninja Warrior. Now this is going to be $20. I can't tell you exactly where it is. I think it's supposed to be at Walmart, but I'm not entirely sure. But if you just happen to not know it, or you've never seen G4 TV or just Ninja Warrior ported over to other networks, it's a tournament that people take part in. It's like this massive, insane fitness test that I probably wouldn't even make it past the first step. But it has a $20 game. A TV show adapted as a video game. Kind of know where this is going. There's better things that you can buy, is my answer to that. On a Roll is $20. That's all I can really say. We're gonna put you over here. I've got nothing to really say for that. Friday the 13th. This is $20 at Walmart and Best Buy. This game was made by one of my, or at least in part made by one of my favorite people, Adam Sessler. That's a throwback if you don't happen to know this guy. Overall, it's a pretty decent game. I think you'll get some solid enjoyment out of it. At $20, even though it is a very old game, it's $20. You're not really losing anything on that. So we're gonna slap you over here. It has some good gameplay elements. It has some suspense on it. The graphics, I feel, could be just stepped up just a bit, but overall it's pretty fun. Enter the Gungeon. Now this is $20 at Best Buy. It's one of the 8-bit games. If you haven't heard of it, it's made by a company called Digital Revolver. If you've ever seen their E3 presentations, they're pretty self-aware and meta and kind of zany at times. It's really good stuff. I always appreciate self-awareness, but it's a game that has just an insane number of different gun elements to it. There's like a pea shooter that literally shoots peas out of it. It's so creative. It's so neat. It's so fun. It's rogue in general. You can get a buddy, go along and just try to survive the gauntlet. It's really fun. It's frustrating, but it's really fun. You'll get pissed off and be like, hey, this is bull. And then you'll put it down, come back a couple of weeks later and be like, all right, I'm bored, I'm gonna do this again. Physical copy at $20 at Best Buy, I think it's totally worth it. Please do yourself a favor and get Enter the Gungeon. Street Outlaws, this game is $25. I'm gonna slap you over here. Lego The Incredibles, this is $20 at Best Buy. I always loved the original Incredibles movie, thought it was very imaginative, very fun, had some very great messages in it. The video game, I mean, it's a Legos game, so once again, if you decide to get it, you're not making necessarily a bad choice in any way, shape, or form. Just knock yourself out with it. If you got the spare buck, you've gotten all the other games that you want, then consider picking up Incredibles. BLOODSTAINED Ritual of the Night. Now, this is $20 at Best Buy. Now, this particular game right here definitely had a rocky start in its development, and ironically enough, the version that sold the most, which is the Switch version, has the worst version of it. They have been working to make improvements on it, but I really feel like it's a shame that you've neglected the audience that seemed to would have supported this game the most. With that said, at $20, given what all has put into it, all the love and stuff that's been put into it, I think it's very fair. You can sit on it and just wait for like improvements to come. And take your pick. Civ 6, this is $20 at Best Buy. You know, this is another game from one of the controversial developers, say what you want on that, but if you like that micromanaging, like this whole Civilization genre, Civ 6 at $20 at Best Buy, I think it's a pretty solid deal. Not a fan of 2K, but I think it's a very solid deal. Contra, $20 at Best Buy. Now, this game is bad. That's all I've got for you. It's bad. It's bad. Black. This game is $20 at Best Buy. I feel like it's easily worth it if you're a collector of Switch games. Please do yourself a favor and get this game. Not only that, it's also fun too. Feel free to check it out. Star Wars Pinball. This is $20 at Best Buy. I mean, it's pinball with Star Wars on it. It's another one of those games. If you got everything else that you wanted, you've got $20 burning a hole in your pocket, then I guess you can do this. I'd rather you get like Chinese food or something, but you know, to each their own. Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. This is $20 at Best Buy. This is a game that came out in the very early life cycle of the Nintendo Switch. So being around $20 on Black Friday, that makes a lot of sense. And it's a game that I think you probably will enjoy. It's not bad in any stretch of imagination. It's yet again the Lego franchise making a pretty quality product. Has some issues here and there for me that really pissed me off. Like it was like I can't get past this particular part because it feels like there's some bad programming in there. But other than that, I think it's pretty fine. Rocket League. This is $20 at Best Buy. It's Rocket League. It's fun. It's enjoyable. You take it online. You can have a good time. It's good stuff. I say get it if you don't already have it. And it's physical, so grab that. Dragon Ball Heroes game. This is $25 at Walmart and Best Buy. I'm not that big on card games that much anymore. I used to be back in the day, especially with Pokemon cards. It's a Heroes game. It's not the worst. It could be better. It's passable. At $25, it's passable. And if you happen to be a big Dragon Ball fan, then I see no reason not to pick this up. Speaking of card games, Yu-Gi-Oh! This game's $20 and this is at Best Buy. The game originally came out for $40 not too long ago. I think given the price, I'd say it's a pretty good deal. Again, I'm not the biggest card fan, but it does what it's supposed to do. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! You knew that this was about cards, like just by the name alone. It's pretty solid. So if you're a big Yu-Gi-Oh! fan, even if you're not a big Konami fan, and I don't blame you on that, 20 is a good deal. Bomberman R. This is $20 at GameStop. Still can't believe GameStop still exists. Bomberman R is one of the launch titles for the Switch. It initially came out at $50, which honestly was overpriced for it. I'd say it really should have came out at like $40, maybe $30 on the low end. But $20 for Bomberman R, I'd say it's a pretty good deal. Technically, this game should probably be down to $15, but it's GameStop. They can only do so much, so I can understand that. GameStop, speaking of stopping, Sonic Forces, just stop. Shining Force. This is $25 at Best Buy. It's another one of those little JRPG games. You can take it or leave it. I think it's worth checking out. They have a demo on the eShop, so if you want to check that out before giving this a go, and if you think you like it from the demo, I'd say try it. Go for it. Undertale. This is $25 at Best Buy. It's Undertale. I'm pretty sure anybody that comes across this video at this point knows about Undertale. Cringiness aside from the fan base, It's a fantastic game. It gives you a unique perspective that really hasn't been seen before in video gaming. So it's got some going for it. And if you just like to collect physical games, then $25 is definitely going to be the best bet for you. Now let's move on to the straight up cheaps. Now Breath of the Wild. This is going to be $30 at Target and maybe for Walmart, and then $40 on Amazon. Breath of the Wild is one of those games, those very few games that come along in gaming history that just blows the doors off of things. It's not a flawless and perfect game by any stretch of the imagination. See my previous review on it if you got a lot of time to waste and you want something that's slightly insightful. I would consider checking that out. But Breath of the Wild is a pretty damn amazing game. It's definitely worth the cost of admission, if anything else. Whether you're a fan of combat, not too much on the story, mechanics, the overall feeling of exploration. It's an amazing game. It's iconic in and of itself. Also makes Zelda playable next time. Splatoon 2. Now this is going to be $30 at Walmart. This game, it has its hiccups, it has its issues, but I find it very, 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 very fun. And almost got addicted to it for a while. Just the general gameplay of it. It's so unique. It's so Nintendo. Only Nintendo could take a game like a first-person shooter or even a third-person shooter and just Nintendo-fy it and do it in a way that's never been done before. And it's amazing. It's so much fun. If you haven't tried it, you will need online to really enjoy it. The story mode in and of itself is okay. Think Mario Galaxy, but with like that shooting elements, which is that makes it sound pretty good, actually, doesn't it? But again, it has its caveats. Take what you want. If you're not a fan of the genre, you're probably not going to enjoy it. The music is pretty fresh. No pun intended. Mario Odyssey. Now, what can I say about this game that hasn't been said before? This game is $30 at Walmart and it'll probably be $40 at Amazon. This game makes me weep. Also, I think it's $30 at Target. This game, it literally will make you cry out your ears. It's such a phenomenal game. It's orchestra, it's feeling, its vibe, its soul, its passion. It'll sweep you off your feet and shoot your freaking soul into the stratosphere. It's beyond amazing. If you haven't gotten Mario Odyssey like all the other Switch owners, you're doing yourself a disjustice. Even if you're not even a Switch fan, Mario Odyssey is a phenomenal game with one of the most uplifting segments that I've ever seen in my entire life. We're gonna slap you up here in the crying tier. I'm crying because of this game. Resident Evil Collection. Now this game is $30 at Walmart. You know, Capcom loves to Capcom, and by that I mean it likes to kind of cheat you on how it does its physical memory space. You know, $30 burning into a hole into your pocket. You kind of can't go wrong with it, but you will need some extra space for that crap that you have to put it directly onto your Switch, which it really makes me upset that that's an actual thing when they could easily fix that to where it's not the case, because the file sizes are big, even though I really feel like it shouldn't be. But Capcom likes to Capcom, so trouble just recommending it on that alone. But like, if you're a Resident Evil fan, give it a shot. Ni no Kuni. This is $25 at Best Buy and it's going to be $30 at Walmart. This is one of those games that you have to, even if you're not a big fan of the combat and just the genre of it. Hayao Miyazaki. Why am I having trouble saying his name right now? Anyways, we'll just say Miyazaki. It has that Miyazaki charm and flavor to it. I think it's well worth the price of admission and then some. If you haven't tried this game, please try this game at some point. It's a very old game, but you're doing yourself a disservice to not actually play this game because Miyazaki. Mario Tennis Aces. This is $30 at Walmart and Target and $40 at Amazon. This game isn't a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination. I think the best tennis game, in my opinion, is going to be the one that first came on Nintendo 64. But that's just my biased, nostalgic poop glasses that are on, so take from that what you will. Other than that, the gameplay is pretty solid. The overall story mode, yeah, it kind of rips off the Infinity Gauntlet a little bit, but I mean, it is what it is. Not the best story mode by any stretch of the imagination, but I feel like Nintendo knows that you're not really coming for the story mode. You're coming for the multiplayer aspect. You're coming for the versus. You're coming for the sit-down couch co-op where technically you can just actually play tennis by using the motion controls, which I think it's pretty great to actually play it. It's pretty fun. The motion is pretty responsive. You won't go wrong with it. I think it's good fun for your friends if you happen to have them. FIFA 20. This is $30 at Target. I'm not even going to put it on the list. Dragon Ball FighterZ. This is $30 at GameStop. This game came out, and a lot of people actually said that it was impossible to put the game on the Switch. And not only that, but the company also kind of got people to port beg for it to be on the Switch. I'm not a fan of that in any way, shape, or form. Actually kind of pisses me off. I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball Z. Even if you aren't a big fan of Dragon Ball Z, just the sheer vibrancy of the art style is pretty freaking amazing. Not only that, but it's a quality fighter. It's well made. It's made by people that know what they're doing. It's good stuff, and they also add DLC down the line. So I think at $30, it's well worth getting. If Smash isn't taking up your time and you want to try something different and you're a Dragon Ball fan, this will be right up your alley. That and has this in it. This is hot. I'm sorry. Now we've got the games that are sort of up there, not really a Black Friday deal, because I feel like they should have came down at some point anyways. Kirby Star Allies. This is $40 on Amazon, possibly at Walmart, Target, and Best Buy. Kirby Star Allies is a pretty nice little game to go through. It's not going to challenge you much at all, and there have been some complaints about that in the past, but I mean, you can take it or leave it at this point. Overall, it's a good game. If you get it for the kiddies, or if you have like a girlfriend or something, or whatever the case may be, that enjoys like really cute things, my man Kirby is right up the alley. He's going to be a great wingman for you. He might even get you a little on the side if that's what you're aiming for. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. This is $40 at Best Buy, Walmart, Target, Amazon. You know, the big four that are taking over the world slowly but surely, but they have to deal with Pokemon and Disney first. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. This game it's a very old game that's been ported over to the Switch not too long ago. Take from it what you will. Tight controls, it's pretty amazing. Matter of fact, this game is technically what Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair was modeled after, so you can imagine it's going to be a pretty damn good time. It's really difficult, really challenging, but really fun overall, especially if you have a buddy to share in the misery. It's really good stuff. The art style is pretty good. Not a fan of the villains. Take from that what you will. My boy King K. Rool is always going to be the numero uno villain, but you go along with it. It's pretty fun. At $40, I feel like it's worth it. It's not a deal, but it's good value. Octopath Traveler. This is $40 on the same shit digs as well. If you're not an RPG fan, this is not going to be up your alley, but overall, the art style in and of itself is pretty incredible. It's taking 8-bit art style and making it HD. That's something that has really not been heard of before. I love that. The orchestra for the song is amazing. It is very grindy, so take from that what you will. If you're not a grinder and you feel like sometimes it's BS, then this isn't going to be the game for you. And it's cheaper on other platforms, so take from that what you will as well. I kind of recommend it. I kind of don't. It just depends on how you feel about things, what kind of genres you respond to. Wolfenstein, the New Colossus. This is $40 at the same shindigs as well. Wolfenstein series has always had hiccups here and there. The first one that came out for the Switch, the New Colossus, I think you'll enjoy it. It's pretty decent. It's not bad at all. The second one is where the problems really lie. But if you have $40 burning a hole in your pocket, and that's kind of a big hole, for me at least, then you probably will enjoy that if you happen to just be a fan of the franchise. Super Mario Party 64. Why did I say 64? Anyway, Super Mario Party. This is $40 at Amazon. This game hasn't had updates in a while, which is pretty sad. They really needed to add new modes and new stages to this game, but Nintendo they hung their hat on and said, we've done this and we're out. We don't have to do anything else for it, which is really blows my mind. It really feels like it deserves a lot. If it had like an extra 3 or 4 stages, then this game would be at close to damn near excellence, but they just decided to abandon it for some reason, like a redheaded stepchild. But with that said, you'll probably have some decent fun with it. The control options for it, it's questionable on why they did, just like Joy-Cons and stuff like that. I get it, but it's also really annoying. So take from that what you will. You always want to give the players the option. Don't make them play a certain way. But thanks for coming to my Tech Talk. Monster Hunter, $40 at GameStop. I'd skip that. Now, it might be cheaper like it was in previous years. I think it was like 30 or something if you went to Walmart on Black Friday, but $40, nah. It's gonna be a big nah for me. Really enjoy Monster Hunter, especially if you have friends. Nah. Witcher 3. Now, this is going to be $45 on Black Friday at Walmart. Again, this game is kind of up there and it recently came out, so the discount for it is not going to be as extreme as I feel like I would like it to be. At $30, I feel like this game would be a steal at that point. The company that did this one, CD Projekt Red, it offers some great value inside of it. Like this, the packaging that is inside The Witcher 3, that's how a game should be packaged when it's bought fresh off the shelf, instead of just the general plastic empty box with like one cartridge in it. That needs to change. This is how you offer value on the shelf. Gameplay is overall, it's a little clunky. I'm not going to lie to you and say it's a complete masterpiece, because it's really not. Considering what the effort that was put into bringing this over to the Switch and had the results that came out, I think it's well worth the price of admission, even at $45. Again, I feel like it should be lower, but hey, it is what it is, and it recently came out, so I can't expect too much. But if you're a fan of fantasy games like The Witcher, or if you're just a fan of Witcher in general, or Breath of the Wild, or any games that follow that suit, I think this is very well worth it. Now for my odd choices, Hollow Knight is $30 at Best Buy. Hollow Knight I ended up getting at $10 in the digital store, because I had no idea that they were going to make a physical copy for it. You know, shout out to them for that. Even with that cartridge cost in there, I feel like $30 is a little too much for Hollow Knight, but don't misunderstand me on this too, because it's an amazing game. The controls are tight, it's solid, it's beautiful, the art styles are made, the characters are so cool in it. Even at $30, I feel like it's a leap just because I've paid far less for it. But if I wouldn't have paid far less for it, my viewpoint on it would be different. But if you're a physical collector and you just love quality games, even if it's an indie title, this $30 Best Buy one would be right up your alley. Collection of Mana, this is $20 at Best Buy. You know, say what you will, you know, the Mana series, it definitely, I'm glad to see it's getting a revival that it surely deserves. $20 at Best Buy, I mean, what do you want really? It's $20. So just like the other games, if you've got everything else that you've already wanted and you just happen to be an old school fan of Secret of Mana, or if you just want to try something new and you enjoy RPGs, then I say try it. I think it's great. Now I have two steals for you over here. I have STARLINK. Now, STARLINK Battle for Atlas, it's definitely taken a lot of hits and turns and all that other good stuff, but at $10 at Best Buy, including the figurines as well, even if you could give a crap about Toys to Life, the figurine, just the Airwing figurine and all, and Fox and all that, it's too awesome to pass up. At $10 and a co-op video game with it, even if the game is not the best, $10 is a steal. Please get this game if you haven't already got it. You know, we need a new Star Fox game anyway, so let's go ahead and push that agenda. LA Noire, this is $10 at GameStop. Now, I'm not a fan of the downloading issue, and I'm also annoyed that Rockstar couldn't be bothered to put other games like Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead Redemption on it. Trust me, if even the original Red Dead Redemption, if that can run on the 360, it can run on the Switch. But you know, that's what Rockstar decided to do. It is what it is on that. But at $10, I think it's well worth the price of admission. Even though LA Noire is a very old game, it's a very good game. So take from that what you will. It's another game that like you just get it. It's the same price as getting like a meal combo or whatever at like a fast food restaurant. It's well worth the price, even with the download crap. So kiddies, let's go ahead and wrap all of this up. So we'll have a chart here. Does this sale suck noodles? We're gonna go with the S tier being sexy for the price. We're gonna go with the A tier being pretty good for the price. We're gonna go with B being potentially good. We'll go with C being great, but should have been a bit lower in price. We're gonna go with D because it's good, but it should have been lower in price. We'll have E because boy, if you don't with these games, and F, seriously, what the fuck? If you want to just pause the video towards the end and I'll give you the complete list, keep in mind that these deals are subject to change, so you know I can't control the stores. But if I could. Oh, hey, before you go, shout out to my new Patreon. If you want to support what I do and I can do more, even quicker, better, faster, yes, I know two of those words are the exact same thing, then you can support me on Patreon with tiers starting as low as $1 a month. Every little bit genuinely helps, and the people that do so, thank you so much. Also, thank you to the people that watch the videos, because not all of you can afford to help out. I completely understand, so I love you guys very much for helping me out in the ways that you can. Threadiverse, because my ass is broke. You all need dope threads, so feel free checking that out. Amazing tees, amazing hoodies. amazing sweatshirts in there. You can get you a nice jumper for the holidays. We got some Christmas style jumpers in there. I think you'll enjoy the way that they look. You'll look fantastic in them, by the way. Feel free to send me a picture if you got them. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. You know I'm always down in the comments. And with that said, I hope you have a fantastic Black Friday. Please don't get punched in the face for a TV. Paw Patrol deserves to be in the highest tier, but you guys would never let me live it down.